Hello, hello, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It has been quite some time since you all have seen me, and I'll just let you all know that yes, I am back. I wasn't gonna stay for too long now. Hmm, and it appears as though. Oh, wait, I'm live now. That's good, that's really good. So let me do my intro again. Hello, hello, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I am back, and I was not gonna stay away for too long. I've got work to do, I got plans, and a little bit of sickness isn't going to stop me. Is it? Should it? No, no. Anyway, I am back, and today, well, tonight, I'm doing a rather late night stream. So I do know I have a few folks who come to me from Thailand and the Philippines, and one or two people from Russia as well. But over here in the US, in the old United States, it is nighttime. It is actually 11:16 right now. I actually fixed myself some tea, so if you hear me sipping something, then that's what that is. It is well rested herbal tea. I'm about to get ready for bed. You guys can't see me, but I have my pajamas on. I got a nice silk cap because I do have some beautiful black hair that is nice and curly. That needs to be protected, or else it'll swell like a balloon. But that's besides the point. Hmm. May need to erase this a little bit. I may need to go back and redo this. I'll probably add some more detail to it or thicken up this sort of magical ring effect that's happening. Because I tried drawing it in one go, and that's why the line is so squiggly, at least in this third and fourth frame. I mean, because I've just been out of practice for so long, and it's not even just that, but the fact that in its entirety, I just haven't been animating like that. So to finally have a chance and opportunity to sit down and really work on and hone my craft, it's kind of interesting because I'm not gonna lie, there have been moments and times where it's like I've almost given up on my art. But I know I really shouldn't be thinking or feeling that way because, I have a talent. I do, in fact, believe wholeheartedly that God gave me the ability to do art and the drive, motivation, and creativity for art for a reason. And it's not necessarily that I'm confused or misplaced, more so like it's not the time yet for my ability or for my skills or aptitude. Like there will come a time, of course, but that time is not quite yet. And it is hard because I want to animate now. Like, I want to animate now. I want to have my story now. I want everything to be the way I see it. But it's merely the fact that God hasn't given me the okay yet. And so that's very much a thing, that's very much a concept that is widespread through many Christians. And nowadays, many people aren't even really following that Christian label. They're just saying, like, oh, we're readers of the word, or we're those who read the word. So many different delineations like that. People who read the word and who study the word, they often do not like to do things or push things without God giving the okay. And that can come in various different forms to where it can be more symbolic, or things being lined up in a row accordingly to their faith. I'm feeling really lazy. I wonder if I can just like make different layers, different keyframe layers, and then just go about using my resize tool to sort of center. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Look, here's like a big secret. Animation is all about working smarter, not harder. So if you can find a way to get more out of your animation for less, then you're pretty much golden. Oh, I hit my mic. Didn't mean to do that. That actually looks pretty good. Maybe if I raised it just a little bit. This tea is actually really good. I need to go on the box and see what's inside of it because all it says is herbal tea. I did put a few drops of lemon juice in there, so that's probably why it tastes so good. It is 11:47. It has been about 32 minutes. That's actually pretty good. It feels like I've been animating for longer than that, but I guess when you haven't really been doing what you're supposed to be doing or doing what you have the urge to do, you kind of lose track of time and you kind of lose track of what you desired. So, about, I want to say 2.5 weeks ago, I left a community post saying that my mom was in the hospital and that I'd be taking a few days off. So, there'd be no stream that day, and a lot of other stuff happened. And I've been up and down in the hospital for like the past 2 weeks now, spending hours on end with my mom because I was at work that Wednesday. And so it was around 7 o'clock because I was just coming back from lunch. And I get a call from my mom saying that she was in the hospital. So I'm freaking out. Like, I'm calling management saying, like, hey, my mom's in the hospital. I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. And believe it or not, one of the managers is like, oh, can you stay an extra 30 minutes? I'm like, no, I can't stay an extra 30 minutes. My mom's in a hospital. I gotta go. And like, I'm just pacing. I'm feeling like emotionally distraught because, even though I'm 23, I'm old school in that way to where, like, if a family member, especially an immediate family member, is not feeling good or is not right, like, I'm dropping everything and I'm bolting. I'm going to be with them and to take care of them. And I came home for like a few minutes because my mom wanted some stuff. Like she wanted her phone charger, portable charger, like a spare set of clothes, all the 9 yards. So that was when my uncle came because I had called him. Even though my mom was upset that I called him, I still called him regardless. And he said, like, hey, stay home for an extra minute or two. I'm going to pick you up and we're going to go to the hospital together. So we go up to the hospital and my mom is there and like she's in a hospital bed and like she's fussing at me because first of all, my mom, she hates hospitals. My mom hates hospitals. So she doesn't like telling me stuff because she thinks I make a big deal out of it. And she was angry I told my uncle because she wanted to be independent about this. But I'm like, no, you gotta tell people when you're in the hospital. So anyway, that night I was just up and down. Like I had a horrible office chair that I was sitting in. I had a horrible office chair and like I was sitting in it. It was like a regular plastic one and I was trying to like recline in it or sit back in it so I could sleep next to my mom. And like I'm like, no, that's not gonna work. So while she was sleeping, and we had a wonderful nurse. Like we went to Wakeman North. We had a wonderful nurse. Like she got my mom an eye mask and everything. She was very comfortable. As comfortable as she could be because they kept giving her like pain medication because they wanted to observe her overnight to see if she would need surgery in the morning. And so, yeah, I was up. I probably went to the lobby and went back to my mom at least 5 times. Like getting off of work 8 o'clock, barely anything to eat, sleeping in a chair, like not being able to sleep. So I go out in the lobby, sleep and lay down and like they had like this nice futon looking chair. So like I laid down there in the lobby and like every 30 minutes I would like have spark naps or not spark naps, power naps. Like 30-minute power naps, get up because I just couldn't sleep, go into the emergency room, check on my mom, she's all right, sit with her for like an hour, then go back in the lobby, take another power nap, get up. And that went on the entire night till about, I want to say, 3 or 4 o'clock, where my body couldn't handle it. So I just freaking passed out then and there. And I didn't wake up until like 7 o'clock. And then by the time I woke up, I'm frantic. So I'm going over to the desk lady and I'm like, "Hey, do you know where my mom is? Cause I don't see her in the emergency room." And they lead me over to the surgery room, like the surgery waiting room, where you go, where it's like the actual back room in the surgery department, where like the doctors give a rundown of the surgery for patients and their care providers. And they said like, "Yeah, your mom has this and that going on, and we're going to take her out. We're going to give her some surgery, and then she'll be right back." And what's strange is it was a same day surgery. So my mom, first of all, she was the first person to be operated on. So I mean, I guess that's good. They got to her first and they were able to help her as best as they could. And she was out maybe an hour and a half after her surgery, and I had to help her into my uncle's van, and we took her home, and like she was laying down and like she had pain medication and she was doing good, but after a few days she was still having issues. So like she was still complaining of pain, she couldn't eat properly, she couldn't sleep. She would have to pop like oxycodone and switch off with Tylenol. So she was back in the hospital for like another, I want to say, week and a half, the time she spent in the hospital. And they were like running tests on her, they were doing her blood work, so on and so forth, giving her pain medication, trying to figure out what was wrong with her. And it turns out my mom has a gluten allergy. And it's so strange because folks in our family, we don't get food allergies. Like folks in my family, we eat so much, but we look like we don't eat. So like we've always been healthy when it comes to food, and it was so strange for her to have a food allergy because there's no medical history of it. Now, I did learn later on that my aunt also has like either a gluten allergy or a gluten intolerance, but it does explain a lot that's been going on with my mom because even though it's ramped up in the past 6 months, really for the past, I want to say like 2 to 3 years, my mom would have bouts of sickness and vomiting and not being able to eat. It was only now when we learned, like, hey, you have a gluten allergy. That's why your stomach is so messed up. That's why you've been vomiting and going through XYZ. And that was like a major life and game changer for us. To where now I have to watch what my mom eats, and my mom has to switch things up entirely now. I mean, like, we're a family of cooks, so it's not too bad. Like, there's always seasoning we can do to make our food taste better. But like, I'm just glad that we finally figured out what's wrong with my mom. And like, she's eating more, she's being more active, she's definitely drinking more water. Because if I'm being completely honest, like, there were moments and times where my mom was like skinny, skinny. Now, not, Eugenia Cooney skinny, but she was a fairly skinny person because she just couldn't eat as much. This was actually a big talking point for my family where it's like, is your mom okay? Like, is she eating enough? Is she doing XYZ? And for the longest time, we thought it was glaucoma because my mom, she does have glaucoma, and some of the symptoms are like nausea and confusion and stuff like that. Well, if you hear something weird, I have to take my allergy medication. I'm taking a Zyrtec right now, so it's like 11 o'clock, so I want to get this in my system because like after this, I'm probably gonna pass out. And I took it with some hot tea. But anyway, what I was saying was, for the longest time, my mom was having issues where she would have bouts of not eating anything. And now we figured out, like, hey, you have a gluten allergy. So that explains that, which is what I'm really excited and happy about. But now my mom can't really have or do as much as she used to. Now, thankfully, thank God, bless God that she can still have her agusi and fufu. Because, like, my mom loves herself some African food. Like, she fell in love with my dad because he would cook, like, agusi and fufu. And even though she hated the smell of goat, she would still eat it from time to time. And she also loves herself some jollof rice. So we can still have that stuff. But, like, she can't have gluten. And it's really sad because my mom isn't a big bread eater, but she does love her rolls, especially when it comes to like Thanksgiving and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, my mom she really loved rolls, and it's just a change. Like really, there's really not much I can say other than it's just a life change, and I'm sad it happened. But I mean, hey, I guess that's a part of God's will. Like strange things happen every single day. Even though we don't like or want it to happen, it still does. So we have to work with it and deal with it best we can. And you know, a lot of stuff has changed, and especially in how I personally deal with things. For starters, after this whole incident, I need to get out of retail because, you know, I've hinted at it and I've said it in previous live streams, but I still stand by it. Like, those people are straight up demons, straight up demonic. Like, they care for nothing and nobody. And I really hate to say that, but like that is the gospel truth. Like, place where I work is full of people who only think of the company, which is kind of odd to me because retail is just full of not really for a lack of a better word, but more so like a, if I'm being completely honest, crazy people. And I say that confidently and wholeheartedly because it's just full of a bunch of heathens who only care about profit, who are all for greed, who try to do the bare minimum, who don't even decide to help you. Keep in mind, I'm actually the only one who answers the phones in that store. Like we constantly get phone calls, and I'm the only one who answers the phone. I'm really the only person who knows how to do. Hmm, no, that'd be too crass. That'd be too, what's the word, overconfident. I'm not gonna say I'm the only person who knows how to do stuff, but I'm the only person who has the emotional intelligence as well as the spiritual intelligence to handle certain issues. All these people are just like profit, profit, profit. Like they have no gauging or understanding of danger. Like there be moments where there are like some very dangerous customers, and literal managers will just walk right past you and not do anything. Like it is horrible. I like that. Like that's really all I can say is like the store where I work is horrible, full of heathens, full of horrible people. I I pray for God's judgment every single day at that store. For God to just judge them and get it over and done with, because they are unrepentant. But you know, like I said, I'm a man of faith, so I don't really have to worry too much. I may have to figure out how to do that side profile later. I'll probably do some more character studies. That's really one of the big things that I've learned and observed is that folks just do character studies. Like, folks will take multiple different images of people and like draw them at different angles. Or what they'll do is they'll take a specific character, a single character, and they'll just draw that character in different poses and looking in different directions, and that's sort of their character study that helps them. I may have to do that for this character. coming along a nice. Yeah, this is coming along quite nicely. And the fact that this is my first stream back in a while, that's also pretty good. Hmm. It's already 12:21, so I think by 12:30 I'll probably just wrap up. I don't want to overdo myself because this is my first time back in a long time. But it's fun and it's nice being back. I'm not talking as much as I usually do. Well, I never really talked a lot to begin with, but it still feels good to be back in the animating mode as well as the streaming mode because all this day I was trying to stream and find time to stream and get in the mood to stream, but like I literally sat with my browser open and with OBS open because I just couldn't get myself to finally sit down and draw and animate. And I do feel bad for it because this is what I love doing. This like streaming is one of the best and easiest ways for me to keep animating despite everything that's going on and everything that I'm going through right now. Streaming is my one excuse to keep animating. Well, not really my one excuse, but like I've just found myself falling away from animating, even though it's what I love. And like that shouldn't make sense, but it's happening anyway. And I did find a new job to apply to. It's a graphic designer position. The only issue is just that my portfolio still isn't strong enough. And like that's this is just something I objectively know. Like my portfolio is not really ready. I don't have any strong enough pieces for it. So my best bet is to just hold off on it until I know I'm ready. Or at least have like five very strong, very powerful pieces. But yeah, that's about it. I think I'm done for now. I still need to animate the eyes and definitely certain parts and segments of the beard. I want to add more detail to like this magic segment. I'll probably add some particle effects that sort of spark off when they clash like this. That would definitely add more to the weight. A lot of this stuff can just be fixed by shading because shading does add that extra dimension as well as me compositing in After Effects. I need to fix those eyes because my mom came in and she was looking at me while I was animating and like she was confused as heck. Like, what are you animating? What are you working on? That doesn't make any sense. So like I do feel self conscious when folks see my work in progress. So that's gonna need to be fixed. And then after that, I think I'll be done and I'll be good for now because. But real quick before I go, I just want to say that like nothing really interests me anymore. Like shows don't interest me anymore. I can't stream anything. There's nothing I want to watch. It's just like everything is so mundane to where nothing is happening, nothing is occurring. So I'm like waiting for something to happen. Like anything at this point, anything interesting to keep my attention up or to keep me doing things. Because like I've already stopped my animating as a whole. I do have an herb garden, which is something I'm definitely excited about, Like I'm growing some peppermint and spearmint. I'm growing some jalapeno peppers and some banana peppers. What else am I growing? I got some sweet basil, oregano, sage, and rosemary. I don't have any thyme, so I might grow some thyme next. But like I just planted them maybe not even maybe. I literally planted them yesterday and it's been the first day and they already look like they're growing really well, which is something I'm very happy and excited for. And we've had two good rainy days yesterday and today, so they should still be good for a while. I'm hoping tomorrow can be a more sun heavy day. But all in all, it's been fun. Like, how do I put it? I felt an urge to start an herb garden. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but I just felt the urge to start an herb garden. And this is my first time actually. And it was really fun doing it too. Like my mom, she loves her plants, so she sort of showed me the ropes on how to like break the plants out of their pot and how to fill up my pots and how to fill up my tray because I do in fact have a like a 5 tier tray that I put my herbs in. And like I put some garden soil, then I mixed in some plant food, then I put in some more garden soil, dug some holes in and put my plants in. And they're doing pretty well, I think. I hope I didn't make them too too high. Like I hope I didn't add too much dirt or dig the holes too deep. Like I hope it's enough space for their roots to grow and spread out. But like that oregano, I do have some pictures of it. Like the oregano looks like it's gonna be runny. Like it's just going to spread throughout. And then the what was the other one? The spearmint that also is very full too. So, hmm. I mean, the Bible says that you should leave the first and your best harvest for the Lord. So, probably, hmm. I know it's different for herbs. For regular plants like fruits and vegetables, you don't pick the plant for like a year first, and then in like for the first 3 years, it's not gonna bear fruit. But the first fruit it bears, you pick the first fruit as well as the best fruit for the Lord, and then you present that to your local church, and the pastor is gonna do something with it. I think there's a process where like they burn half of it and eat the other half, or something like that. So that's what I'm gonna do. Is like after it grows dense enough to be harvested, because with herbs it's different. You have to prune it a certain way and then leave it out to dry. So after I do that, I'm probably gonna take it to my local church, and I think there should be like a special offering box for it, or maybe I can. I probably shouldn't do that during tithes and offering time. Just leave like some plants there. No, but there's a tithes box, like it's over in the lobby. I'll probably leave it there. But yeah, that is about it. This was a fun stream. It was nice just to talk as well as work on this animation a little bit. I think that's sort of what I have to do is just talk a bit during these streams, and then the talking will lead to me animating more because I don't know what's going on. It may be spiritual or it may just be like something else I'm going through where I'm just not animating as much as I want to be, even though I love it. But I'm a man of faith. Something will happen eventually. Anyway, I do hope you all enjoyed. I stream on Tuesdays and Fridays. I try to start at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the dot. But if I don't, then, just give me a few extra minutes. And this is actually an outlier because I usually stream during the day. But in this instance, I did stream at night. But yeah, look forward to seeing me Tuesdays and Fridays around 10 a.m. This has been Owoh's Corner, my own little corner of art. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share even. When I reach 500 subscribers, I plan on doing a special either 4 or 5 hour long live stream. When I reach 1,000, I do also plan on doing a special Q&A. And yeah, this has been Owoh's Corner, my own little corner of art. And I'll see you guys in my next video or live stream. Bye.